So today we are going to understand how should we attempt a CSAT paper. Okay, in last lecture we saw what should be our strategy for preparation in CSAT. In this lecture we'll see how we will attempt a paper in the main exam hall. Okay, this is very important. See, first I'll tell you the traditional strategy that is followed by most students and teachers. So traditional strategy is what? You divide it into three parts, right? So what you do in first iteration, in iteration 1, you do easy questions. Then in second iteration, you again go through the whole paper, right? And you do moderate questions. And in third iteration, you do the difficult questions. Correct? This is the strategy. This is mostly used in GS as well. This is the traditional strategy. Now what are the problems that students face because of this strategy? What problems you think people face? Three iterations we are doing. First we'll solve all easy questions, then moderate questions, then difficult questions. It seems very logical, right? Very logical. First do the easy ones, then moderate ones, then difficult ones, right? But the issue is why it works in GS is just by looking at a question you can tell if it is easy, moderate or difficult. Example, if I have not done medieval history very well, I see a question and it says all three statements are about Alauddin Khilji was this, that, this. Now in that much detail I have not read about Alauddin Khilji, so this is a difficult problem. Just by reading the first term that these statements are about Alauddin Khilji, I would have considered this difficult, left it. Correct? But the problem in CSAT is it is difficult to identify which is easy, moderate or difficult, right? So sometimes what would happen, you just pick a question, you think this topic is directly from my notes, or I am very good at it, so I should be able to do this. Now what happens, students, because some question remotely seems like it is from their notes or it is something that they have done, they end up spending a lot of time in such questions. Okay, every year some students after the exam would come to me and tell me that there was that particular question in math was there and I spent more than 5 minutes in it. It seems very illogical now for those who have not attempted the paper, but it just captures you like that. Okay, suddenly you are just trying to solve it, you think you can get to the answer, but then you realize, oh, one case is missing. So you go again and you solve again and then you solve again, and now you start thinking this I should be able to solve. I've already invested 2 minutes 3 minutes in it. So you keep on solving it and you end up spending more than 5 minutes in it, and it destroys your whole flow. And eventually if you get this or you don't get this definitely destroys your confidence. Okay, one more major issue is the bifurcation between easy and moderate is very difficult. So what happened in CSAT 2023, student followed this strategy of doing first iteration easy questions, then moderate questions, then difficult questions. So what happened, they started attempting the paper. Okay, and what they did, they would see a question, they would read it, try to attempt it, only to realize that this is not an easy question. So this should not be in the first iteration. Okay, they left it. Again, some question they saw, again they thought that it is a moderate question, so I should not do this. So they went through the whole paper. Now they spent almost 1 hour in their first iteration to find easy questions. Okay, why it took 1 hour? Because they were reading all the questions, then they were bucketing it, that it is not easy, it is moderate, so I should leave, it is difficult, so I should leave, and this that all these arrangements they were doing. And eventually they saw after 1 hour they had attempted only 20 questions. And now panic struck. You can ask all those people who have given 2023 pre, they would tell you that after the first hour they were panicking like anything, because they had attempted only 20 questions. Now bubbling is also there. So in the next 50 minutes, in the next 50 minutes, they had to do almost around, because these also we are never sure, so almost around 30 questions they had to do. And doing 30 questions in like 50 minutes is very difficult, and in time pressure and all those panicking that is happening inside you, so it became very difficult for them. So that's why this strategy of bucketing questions is not very easy in CSAT, and it should be avoided. This is my honest opinion on it. Okay. I have also given many exams which involves mathematics, like IIT JEE or MAM. Optional in UPSC was also mathematics. So mathematics does not work like this. Mathematics, you cannot see a question, you cannot see a question and tell with certainty that you will be able to do it or not. Every question you can't see and tell that I will be able to do this, I will be not able to do this one is moderate, this is easy, it is not possible. So what you should instead do, because in this iteration thing now, people tend, because they are not able to complete all three iterations properly, they are constantly reading and bucketing question, that time is wasted. So you should not follow this strategy. Instead, I'll tell you what you should do. See, I have analyzed 2024 and 2025 paper. I have also analyzed 23, 22 and all that. These 2 years, paper has been very similar, and we think that similar paper should be there going forward. So what was the pattern? Understand carefully. We can divide the whole CSAT paper in 4 sections of 20 questions each. So this is question number 1 to 20. You can check 2024 and 2025 paper, you will find exactly this pattern, exactly. Question number 1 to 20, question number 21 to 40, question number 41 to 60, and question number 61 to 80. These are the 4 sections. Now once you understand these 4 sections, now just observe carefully what was happening. So from question number 1 to 20, reading comprehension, there were 4 reading comprehensions of 2 questions each. 4 reading comprehensions of 2 questions each. This is 8 questions. Then math had 8 questions, and reasoning had 4 questions. Nice. 8 questions from RC. Each RC had two questions. Okay. Math had 8 questions. Reasoning had 4 questions. Now seeing in from question number 21 to 40, again exactly same pattern. Just one plus minus is there. So in math there were 9 questions, and reasoning there were 3 questions. Okay, exactly the same. Again here exactly the same, just the change was in maths there were 7 questions, and in reasoning there were 5 questions. That's it. The last section was a bit different. In this we had RCs First RC had 2 questions and the other 3 had 1 question each. So only 5 questions were there from RCs in this last section. Again, the reasoning was again 4 questions and the remaining 12 questions, 5, 4, 9, remaining 11 questions were from mathematics. So this was the broad pattern. Okay, why I am dividing this in 2020? Because some students, what they tend to do, because they are good at comprehension, so they search for comprehension throughout the paper, they solve only comprehension. Some people are good at math and reasoning, so they keep finding mathematics question that in their easy iteration and they do that first. This is not a very good strategy. Anyway, you are turning pages too much and it wastes your time, right? So instead, what you do, you follow this 20 questions each. Now for each 20 questions, what you should be having is 27 minutes. 27 minutes, you can also take even 30 minutes, that's fine. Till 30 minutes you can take for this 1 to 20 questions. Now in this, you should be giving only 10 to 11 minutes for RC. In 10 to 11 minutes you will do RC. Most RCs you can attempt, that was our strategy. Most RCs you attempt in these 10 to 11 minutes. Then you are left with 16-17 minutes in this. In this, how many questions are there? Approx 12 questions from mathematics and reasoning. You need to do only 5 easy questions. You don't need to leave anything, you don't need to read every question. What you just need is, you just find the 5 questions of mathematics or reasoning that you see and you say, I can solve this 100%. Not reading all the questions, just find 5 questions out of these 12 and you do that. Your confidence is also good, because after 27 minutes you have attempted most of the RCs of this section and also 5 easy questions. Eventually we will do 5 easy questions from each section, so 20 questions of mathematics and reasoning we would be able to attempt. Some section we may get 1-2 more, okay, and almost all the RCs we will be able to attempt. Correct? Similar pattern should go in this, this and this. Little bit different should be here. Here only 5 questions are there, so you can give like 6 to 7 minutes to it. That's it. Other part should be for mathematics and reasoning. Again, only choose the easy ones. What's good in this strategy is, you are essentially attempting all the RCs, almost all the RCs, whatever you can attempt, and you are only doing the easy questions of mathematics and reasoning, because in every 20 chunk, some questions are easy and some are difficult. The paper is framed in this form. So the person who is framing the questions, he has framed it this way. Okay. So you also need to understand and find 4-5 easy questions which are there in this and do that. One word of caution: as this 27 minutes end, whatever you have attempted in this section, or you have not done anything, you must move to next section. No if, no but, you must move to the next section. 27 minutes was for the first 20 questions and you must move forward. In this way, even if in one section you realize that you have done a bit less questions than you should have, you immediately know that you are lacking. Some students, what happens is, they realize after 1 hour 15 minutes that they have attempted only say 25 questions, and now they are panicking. Now they are attempting left, right and center, any question, anything, anywhere, and they are not able to clear. Understood? Here within 27 minutes you would know that, am I on track or I am missing the time limit. Understood? So in the first half an hour itself, you know that my speed is lacking, I need to buckle up. And in the next half an hour, you will see most my students, they say in next half an hour they cover it like anything, because you have prepared for this exam. This matters a lot to you, right? So in next section they cover it. Similarly, they keep on doing it. You will see in that last section, by the time you follow this, your brain starts working very fastly. You are able to identify easy questions fastly, and you would do this section much faster. Okay. Now, if you do all this calculation, what it comes out to be 27 minutes for each. So 27 into 4. This becomes 108. Correct? 108 minutes is completed. You have good 12 minutes for bubbling. Correct? Now, if in any section, let's say this section was relatively easier. So, within say 22 minutes, you are able to attempt the requisite number that we have decided, that is almost all RCs and 5 easy questions from math and RC. Now, when you have 5 minutes more left out of 27 minutes, you stick in this section only. You look at this section again and again and again and find some easy questions or moderate questions and do them. Understood? In those 27 minutes belongs to this section, you give it that 27 minutes. And this way, if you go, you will definitely be attempting more than 50 questions and you will sail through CSAT. It won't be a problem, right? Because once there, the artificial subjugations that we have created of bucketing each question, that is it easy, moderate or difficult, bucketing it, is it from RC which is not which is strong portion of mine, or reasoning which I think I have covered well, or mathematics which is weak. So all these things you don't need to memorize or burden your head with. Okay, just follow this simple strategy. 20 questions you go by this, and by the end of it you will see you have attempted enough questions and you have completed the paper. You have seen every question. Okay, the strategies, mool mantra was to attempt all RCs, almost all RCs, whatever you can attempt, and easy questions of math and reasoning. This is the mool mantra that you follow. You shall sail through CSAT. Understood? If you have any doubts or queries, you can put it in the comments and I'll definitely read through it. Otherwise, this is the strategy. Follow this, not that traditional strategy. Thank you.